Good morning, and thank you everybody for coming here. We have today with us Maria Luisa Garcia. We met about 3 years ago, I think.
3 years ago, yes.
Yeah, she was one of the mentors in the first batch of Volt, and actually she was talking to Hot and Urban Clouds and some of the companies that we have before. Maria Luisa is a very you could say polyphacetic person. So she has different hats, we could say. And I'm gonna just bring two parts of their curriculum, which is quite extensively, that I think they are gonna be important for you guys. I mean, she's been advising startups and also investing in startups. Some of the startups have been acquired by major companies too. She's the vice president of the Andalusian Business Angel Network, which is quite interesting for you guys also to know. They are based between Malaga, Seville, and probably Granada also. And she's also from March this year the managing partner of some sort of investment tool called DM Corporate. Yes. Yeah, that's the point. So I would like to. Probably she will introduce herself because her curriculum, I know, is quite extensive. She's working also together with the AOE also as a director into there, helping entrepreneurs from very early stage. She's been also working as a COO of a fashion company called Vestidia too, many others. So I think it's better that she introduces herself and then we can have a quick chat. Yeah.
Thank you, Rafa. Well, the problem when you are getting old is that you have an extensive curriculum, so there is really no huge merit on it. It's just a question of time. But thank you very much for everything.
She's very humble, you could see.
I'm going to talk to you about accelerating innovative business models. Adolfo, who you probably all know, has asked me to give you a motivating speech. So really, I can't find anything more motivating than accelerating innovative business model. So that's why I chose that topic. I will introduce myself first. After this introduction about why innovative business models are so exciting. See, sometimes we can choose about living in this calm sea, and we are very happy, placid, very comfortable. But in the world we are living today, this is not really an option, at least for a long time. Suddenly, a huge amount of waves come and changes our world. We can do different things here, but definitely we are in a very fast changing world. This is an opportunity, but it's also a very huge risk. That's why we have to think every step we make with the word innovation, what we are making different every day for our customers. Is it on the... Oh, yes, now.
You can see.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Well, as I love to travel, I would like to go a little bit behind on time and think about our great-great-great-great-grandfathers. We think in our days that innovation and entrepreneurship are new words, something that we have invented. And this is not true. If we think about these people here, they didn't have a calm and placid world. Changes were coming all the time. They were there, but suddenly a huge animal could come. Suddenly another team of primitive human beings would come and destroy them, or maybe a huge storm. So changes have been always part of our life. The only thing that is true is that technology in our days make that change occur very fast. So the frequency is higher, but the change has always been there. And these people had to develop very innovative solutions to change the world. And thanks to that, to innovation, we are here today with all this technology and not in a cave down there without our iPhones, our PCs, and our comfort. Okay? So innovation is part of our lives. If not, think how an innovative process have been the development of fire just with stones and wood. Isn't that a great innovation for us? Okay, so this is me. Why I'm interesting for you, as Rafa said. Well, the first thing is true. I am the VP of Avan. Well, everything you said is true, but the most interesting thing for you, I think, is that yes, I am part of the Lucian Business Angels Network. I am also in charge of relations with entrepreneurs. Okay, Avan has made very interesting deals, and we are growing very fast in investors, getting new business angels. And for example, this year we've done a very interesting operation with a startup that we started with them in less than a year ago, Seed Cool Shops. It's in the e-commerce sector. And in less than a year, he has multiplied by 4 its value. And we have there as partners now Bank Inter, which is an important bank, and also Axon, which you probably all know. I am also part as investors sometimes, and other times as investors and advisor, and sometimes also I occupy a position in the company. This is not a long time position. It's only on that startup, that growing moment, because I don't want to be forever the CEO of the company or whatever, or CMO. But I do that for a certain period of time just to get the company to a certain step. That I've done that also. These are some of the companies I am part of. Maybe I would like to mention to you one exit we did was Ad4Kids. We sold it to a British multinational, super awesome, in March this year. In a very interesting operation. It was only a 3-year-old company. So we were very happy about that. Let me also mention 3Ants. 3Ants is a very young company. It started operations this year, but has closed. It's not signed yet, but it's closed. Will be signed. The paper is always a month more. Will be signed in early December, and has done an important round. But the most important thing is that it's now over 10,000 euro monthly income, and has customers as Warner. They are in the field of content protection, digital content protection. We have customers as Warner and Sony, which are very important players there. Okay. Apart from that, which is why Rafa says I'm very polyphatic, is that I am a professor in a business school in AOE, and what I teach is strategy, innovation, and business models, which is what I really love. This is what it really excites me. There are some details about me there. So going on about what I wanted to speak to you today, I wanted to mention a couple of key aspects, important things that I think have to happen in that path that you are entering, that you are doing now. Well, the first thing is, I'm sorry, I haven't translated the presentation, but I think the important thing is that you listen to me and not the presentation. So innovation, as I started with that word, is the key. Think always what you are doing different. Don't start something that somebody else is doing. Okay, so I think that's one of the key issues. Think always that the world is moving very fast. So what can be an innovation today? Maybe it's not 9 months later or 6 months later. So you have to be always in the mood to innovate. Okay, that's a very important thing. And also global. Your market, and well, you being involved, you have that clear, but your market is the world. Don't limitate yourself. Also, and I'm going to always talk about examples here of companies. Think about that process as something of your own company. Here, I've mentioned one company, it's a Spanish company, it's Wellness Telecoms. Rafa knows them, Adolfo also. This, the CEO of the company, the founder, was one of my students 6 years ago. The company has is now 5 years old, but they started, as I said, with 4 engineers, and they were doing engineering projects, telco engineering projects. What has made the change for them to have now over 100 people to work in 50 countries and have an smart cities product portfolio? What was the key issue? The key issue was innovation, because if they would have gone on doing projects, they wouldn't have been able to grow, to scale so fast. And also the margin, the margin you get in a project is never the margin you get in a product. Products, businesses are much more scalable. Okay, so that innovation as part of your process. Okay, well, see, this is the list of the 50 more innovative companies in the world. Here, you can't find any Spanish one. Okay, this is why it is. Why is this? See, in Spain, we are very creative people. Hey, hello. I have a lot of students around here. Ex-students, huh? Okay, so why is this? The reason for this is that we have used our creativity in the past. Obviously, this is something that is changing. Walt wasn't here 5 years ago, right?
Sure.
Because we've used our creativity in different ways. You can use your creativity to develop innovative business model, or you can use your creativity in humor. This is, we're great. The Spaniards in this, we're great. Or you can use your creativity in art. Okay, so what the change we are having now in this country is that we are starting, we are moving to do this, to use our creativity to develop innovative business model. So I think that in some years, maybe 10, this could be different. So where does it start, this innovation process? Well, the first thing that we need to have is curiosity. We have to be able to see problems in our daily life. Usually, your daily life, as you see it every day, doesn't surprise you. And if it doesn't surprise you, you don't see problems. And if you don't see problems, you can't find solutions. Many people think that the process starts with the idea, but this is false. The idea starts with the problem, because if not, the idea would be something fine, but it probably won't have a market. It wouldn't fulfill the needs of anybody. If you find a problem, you have a business model. Okay, so here there are some examples that are very easy to understand. For example, I mean the fregona. I don't know the word in English at all, but this is this. Okay, this is a very easy thing to build. Okay, stick and this other thing there. That is easy. You don't need to be a NATO engineer to develop that. What you need to be surprised by the fact that somebody is cleaning the floor on their needs. You have to see the problem. Also, I don't know if you know this company, AutoStick. It is a company that has developed a silicone thing that you put here in your ears. This comes from a problem, the problem of a mother that has a 4-year-old kid. It was a girl, and this girl had a problem. The other kids laughed at her at school because her ears were like this. you're mostly very young here, so you don't have kids. But when you have kids, the the greatest problem you can have is the problem of your kid. So this woman, which was no technology expert at all, the only thing that he had was a problem. And she wasn't in a very exciting place. She was in Extremadura, but she had a problem. And she decided not to be satisfied with that problem, but to do something about it. So she went to the university, she developed this thing, and now she is selling in 40 countries. Okay. Well, this is also very easy to develop. The only thing you have to, this is what you use to give the medicine to your kids. Okay. To develop that is very easy because we all already have this. But if you don't see the problem, which it is to give the medicine to your 6-month-old kid with a spoon, you know, the kid, I don't want to eat it, and the medicine all over your kitchen, if you don't see the problem, you won't be able to develop that. So find problems and you will find business models. This is Ad for Kids. Here we saw the problem of the parents. Again, if you have kids, well, they all have our tablets, our smartphones, and this is like, I don't know, this is like their great tool. You can't keep them from those, but you have to be careful. We found the problem of the parents that wanted to protect their kids from invasive publicity. Okay, so again, that business model came from a problem. So if you're able to find problems, you will have good ideas. Okay, ideas are fantastic, but we can't think that we are the only person in the world that have ideas. Actually, we are 7,000 million people in this world. Probably there is somebody else who is having the same idea as you are in the other part of the world. Yes. What makes the difference? The difference is that you decide to execute that business model, that idea. That makes the difference. And here I want to talk to you about Golf Booking Now. Golf Booking Now is the founder was a student of mine also. He's an architect. In 2009, he was sacked with the crisis, and he had a hobby, golf. He had less money, and he thought, wait, why golf courses wouldn't offer in a cheaper way to play at 7 o'clock in the morning when nobody wants to play than 10 o'clock in the morning? Well, no, and do it. You can offer it through the internet and do it very easily, in a very comfortable way. So this wasn't done. Probably other people would have thought about this idea. But the difference was that he did it. He thought, hey, he talked with a friend, one of his friends that had a software company. They developed it. They did it in a very small way, only for the coast, the golf courses in the coast. They validated that it was useful for the golf course and also for the people, for the golfers that wanted to play. And then at that moment, when they validated, they got a business angel that came from the industry, from the touristic industry, that put the money to grow it and to scale it. Okay, so that's also a very important key issue. Other key issue for me is that your product is not your product. Your product is your business model. Okay, don't concentrate in your product. You can start with a simple thing and grow it later. The most important thing is that you're open and look at your market, at your customers. And here I want to talk to you about SeniorMed. SeniorMed is a technological company from Jaén, which is not, again, a very specific part of the world, but they developed a software, and they were at the university, they developed software that could predict the radiation, the solar radiation, and this was very important for Red Eléctrica. Red Eléctrica is the network, the electricity network operator in Spain. Why? Because of the photovoltaic, well, whatever, plants were getting the electricity into the network. Okay, so they had to predict how the network was going to work. So they got very easily the big customer, Red Eléctrica. But they could have gone on with that product, getting it better for Red Eléctrica and all that. But they didn't do that. They looked at the market and they thought, hey, solar radiation prediction is important from somebody else. And yes, it was important for winemakers. The other day he called me, the founder called me, which was also a student of mine from South Africa. What are you doing in South Africa? Well, you know, the winemakers there have bought our software. You know, we got them as clients. But also for filmmakers, if you are going to film a scene somewhere, you want it to be sunny, or maybe you want it to be raining. They need somebody to predict that. So now they have a very huge amount of different clients that have nothing to do with the first customer they thought of. Now they are merging with a company from Bratislava to get volume, to have more income and be able to fight with huge, bigger players in the market. The other very important thing I believe you have to have in your brain is that you have to do things well, but you also have to sell them well. If you don't sell your products well, you're done. Okay? Selling is as important as producing, as operating. Is a huge task in your company. I think the Anglo-Saxon culture has a very stronger belief in this. But for example, we Spaniards, we have a cultural background in which production is always more important than selling. And here we have in this country two situations. I mean, this back there from Loewe, this back there, do you know how much it costs? 3,000 euros. Do you know how much of that money stays in the company that produces it in Ubrique, Cádiz? 100. From 100 to 3,000, there is a lot of margin, okay? So if you, why is this? Because they've concentrated in producing with a high quality, fantastic products, but they haven't paid attention to selling. If you want the margin, you have to be able to market well, okay? And the same thing happens with oil, with olive oil. This here, it looks like a perfume, but it's oil. It's a very exclusive olive oil. It says from the Toscana, but it's not from the Toscana. It's from Andalusia, okay? The Andalusians sent this olive oil to Italy and they package this. And obviously, where is the margin? In Italy, not here, okay? So please pay attention to marketing and selling, not only your product. And here, this is also a student of mine, an ex-student of mine from Ubrique, from the same place, and this is how he fought this situation. He said, "Hey, this can't be." So he thought, "What can I do with the technology I have, which is leather producing, leather goods?" And he thought about developing a product line for golfers. Do golfers have money? Usually, yes. Obviously, if you are very exclusive, you product very well, you cannot compete with China, for example. So you have to go to a market where money is not, price is not a key issue. And they really concentrate in that niche. And how are they selling these exclusive golf bags and golf articles? They're doing it through an online boutique in the internet. Okay, so there are ways of getting out of that loop. Finding your early adopter is a key issue, obviously, to find a good one. A good one is one that can help you in the future, can be a reference, can promote you. You can turn him into an ally. So I really recommend to spend some time thinking in your great early adopter. You choose your early adopter. It's not your clients that choose you. Choose a very important early adopter, someone that you think will help you in the future, okay? Because this is going to be your very important reference and the one you are going to use to grow, to scale. Here I want to talk about this early adopter because it's a famous one. I probably think you all know Antonio Banderas. I talked previously about this company I am part of. 3Ants does digital content protection. This company started with 3 engineers from the University of Cadiz, and they had developed an algorithm that made more efficient and more effective the digital content protection. If you think about, there are many fields that lose a lot of money with piracy, like obviously filmmakers, but also brands and also music and also books and all that. So they had the algorithm. They wanted to put into a software to use it to get to the huge companies. What was a good early adopter for them? Obviously, they thought, let's choose one of the markets we want to go to. Filmmakers, film producers. Great, okay. How do we get to film producers? So we thought here, what about Antonio Banderas, which is from Andalusia, and he feels it. He's from Malaga, and he really wears the t-shirt, but also he has a production company, Green Moon, and he has been open to help Andalusians. Oh, this is going to be impossible. Antonio Banderas is never going to pay attention to us. Try. Well, like 6 weeks later, they called me, Maria Luisa, you don't know where we are? No, if you don't tell me. We are at the Ritz Hotel in Madrid. We just spent an hour with Antonio Banderas. Really, it's true. And Green Moon was our first customer. And obviously, Green Moon and the personality of Antonio Banderas opened us the possibility to work with other producers. They are now working with film distributors and producers in Spain, important like Caramel or Golden, and they are working also with Warner, who's a big player. And as I said, now we have a very important contract being negotiated with Sony for all Spanish-speaking countries. So if you can imagine with South America, that's a very important amount. So choosing a very good reference as early adopter is going to help you in your path. And well, your strategy, your first product strategy, the minimum viable product. This is not one; it could be 2, or it could be 3, or it could be even more. But the important thing is not how many steps of minimum viable product you are going to have. The important thing is what you want to validate. Okay, sometimes I get I have meetings with teams and say, we have this minimum viable product. Great, what do you want to validate with it? We don't know. There are 3 very important things you need to validate. The first thing is the market. That market that you are thinking is really there. That's the first thing you need to validate. The other thing you need to validate is that simple thing, first an algorithm, maybe after that a software with not all the features you want to have, maybe 25%, that is solving the problem or fulfilling the need of your customer. That's the second thing you need to validate. And the other thing you need to validate is that somebody wants to pay for it. Because at the beginning, you will probably do things for free, okay? And that's easier. When people have to pay, it's harder. So that's something you also need to validate. Other very important thing you need to take into account are emotions. How do you think people make decisions? Or how do you make decisions? Rationally or emotionally? Emotionally, my heart, okay? You and your customers. So sometimes we put all our effort in our rational arguments when we talk to customers, but they decide emotionally. So think about that. Think that you need your emotions to convince your customers. Think about what Coca-Cola is telling you here. What is Coca-Cola telling you here? It's not about the flavor. It's not about the drink. What is it about?
Like love at first sight?
Yeah, your basic needs. If you drink a Coke, that huge handsome guy is going to come after you. This is what they're telling you. Basic to your brain. There are other three very important things you need your emotions for. And you will need these three things in your path to success. The first thing that a startup needs is leadership. When you use your leadership, do you need emotions? Are emotions in the leadership process? Many. When you negotiate, do you need emotions when you negotiate? Many. And when you transmit, you may have the best product of the world, but if you're not able to transmit how good it is, then you haven't done it. Do you need emotions to transmit? Do you need emotions to communicate? So get your emotions out. That's also very important in your path to success. The world, don't imitate yourself. This guy there is Bryce Hoskins. This guy lives in Colorado and he builds slides. Before internet got to his life, he was building 150 slides a year. Now he is building over 15,000. Nothing much more. Just your window to the world. Okay? See, the Martina is it's a toy shop. They started as a very simple toy shop, and they specialized in Lego and Playmobil and other brands that work with kids' intelligence. And they thought, hey, this that we are doing here in Sevilla, they are from Seville, why we don't do it with the world? And now they are selling in many European countries, not only in Spain, and they are able to have very good prices for Lego, for example, competing with Amazon, somebody with Amazon, in a very certain specific product. Okay? So play the world. Other key issue for me is getting the money to grow. You usually will need money to grow. It's very hard to grow fast, as the world demands nowadays, if you don't get money from outside. Because you will be, the company I mentioned to you before, the content protection company, it's a profitable company. It can go on without investing, but the key is, if I get money, I will be able to grow faster. If I go faster, I will be able to expand much more before somebody has a better idea or a more innovative solution. Okay, so to get money, you need two things. As an investor, I look at three things. The first thing is the validation of the business model. As much as you can or you have validated, the higher price your company will have. Okay, if your validation level is low, the value of your company will be low. So to get money, you will lose much more control of your company. So I always recommend validate. If you need some money, ask for maybe a very low amount of money, just what you need for the next step of validation. Why? Because if you ask for all the money here, it will be harder, and you will sell your company, you will give away your company for less money. So validate, have a round strategy, validate, and get investment in a parallel way. The other very important thing is the market. I mean, if it is a growing market, an investor will be happy. If it is a static market or a depressing market, then we won't look at it. So if you have a two-digits growing market, you are very attractive to investors. And the third thing is a team. I have to believe that that team can make it, the execution. Good ideas. There are a lot of people that can have good ideas. There are less people that can have an idea and turn it into a successful business model. Get customers, have customers happy, and grow fast. Okay, the team, how solid the team is a key issue. And use technology. Even if you are doing whatever in a non-technology sector, but technology allows you, in our days, to have everything. 20 years ago, you needed much more money to start a company. Today, you only need a PC and a connection to internet to start a company, and that's all you need. You have free applications for your customer relationship management, free applications for your enterprise resource planning, free applications for marketing, free social networks. I mean, the amount of resources that technology gives you is huge. Use them. And then another very important thing is to believe that the path to success is not that line. It looks much more like this. So you're going to get some no's in your life. Some people telling you, that's not possible, that won't work, that wouldn't be the way. But if you get a no, try in another way. If you think, believe, and see that what you're doing is right, try again. And find another way to get there. Because no success company has gone there with that straight line. In every path, there are turnovers. Okay, so we prepare for that. And to sum up, I would like to conclude with the fact that even if you don't believe it, you are there. You're not in this calm water, placid water. You are there. It is riskier, yes, obviously. It is more exciting, definitely. Can you get farther away here using those waves to get to where you want to be? Yes. Walking here or swimming will take much longer than you are there. You can fall, yes. As I said, will be more exciting. So enjoy your surfing, and I wish you a lot of success in your ride. Have fun.
Okay.
And have success.
Thank you, Maria Luisa. And here's the point where I need to say that she's a famous kite surfer. No, she's not. She's not. I mean, there've been during all these 3 months, there's been a lot of connection into surfing and everything, and that came out of the blue. I couldn't predict that of it. So I really like it. I think it was quite inspiring. I like that you put some companies that you are very close to here. I mean, they've been following this similar path that we were having. So we have about half an hour in front of us because she needs to be leaving in about half an hour. So we thought that it may be a good idea for you to spend some minutes with her. You can do it in private, or with the camera. It's up to you. The ones that they don't mind the camera, probably they can go first, and then we can switch it off. So I think we see, I see 6, 6 teams, half an hour. That means 5 minutes per team. Do you think is all right? Who wants to be first? Camera, yes. Camera, no.
Camera, no.
Camera, no. All camera, no. Okay, so who wants to be first? Camera, no. You? Second, third, fourth.
Apart from that, Rafa has all my
all
contact
yours.
details. If any one of you wants to contact, or I'm there. Okay?
Yeah, and also for your information, tonight, 4 o'clock, we can say tonight, this afternoon, 4 o'clock, we'll have one of the most successful investors from Silicon Valley. He's a good friend of mine, Ariel Poler. You can check it up, his Crunchbase. He's been invested in more than 26 companies, they say there, but I think it's over 70 companies already. So he will be giving you some advices also about how to approach investors and everything. So 4 o'clock, don't miss it. We'll have a 1 hour window, so we will be on time. Okay. And also, yeah, for next week, you're going to be seeing that the calendar is going to be getting extremely populated with investors. We've been very successfully in opening the investor day into an investor week. So we'll have people like Caviedes. So we'll have Luis and Jose also. We'll have the DAD, Rodolfo Carpentier. You're talking about people that they've been doing probably the best home runs in Spain. We have people that they were investing in Wallapop also. Those are extremely good. So I warn you to get prepared for that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they are extremely busy day. Count that you're going to be eating like a sandwich or something, and it's going to be extremely busy for you guys. So get ready. And on Monday most probably is going to be afternoon. The communication manager of Uber, which you know, Olga, and you know because he was here. He wants to help you out also with the communication skills. So you will have the possibility of training your pitch and being very close to him. He's a good guy. He wants to help. So size the opportunity for you. So okay, with our much further ado, so we will cut the emission and we'll start with the.
¿Dónde? ¿Aquí? Okay.
Okay.
So.